Hi, good morning. Sunday morning here. Yeah, beautiful day. Nice and sunny, not too much wind. It's warm. Gotta go for a bike ride later on today. And before I do that, I'm gonna check over two guitars that I'm gonna ship out, pack up and ship tomorrow on Monday. Whew, it has been an extremely busy 2 weeks. I have a problem. I get pseudogout, not real gout, not gout, pseudogout. And it is an insidious thing. And man, I had a bad attack on my feet. I could barely walk for a week. It was painful. So, anyways, it's getting better now. Gonna pack these guitars up. Gonna go for a bike ride, stuff like that. But this is the D28 that we looked at a little while ago. Overhauled 70's, and the modification that I put on this that I haven't done in quite a while is stainless steel frets. And I thought it needed a fret job, and I'm almost out of Evo, so I thought I'd put stainless steel in this and see what the customer thinks about it. I like them. They do have a little bit of a brightness to them when you hit the hammer on them, but I get used to that, and I kind of like the fact that it's not a synthesizer. There's some organic thing going on here. Anyway, they'll last forever. So I played it a couple of weeks ago, let it sit. It's just been stabilizing. Now, here's what I'm getting at is I just pulled this guitar off of the stand. It's been sitting here for 2 weeks. It's humidified in here. It started raining a couple of weeks ago, so the humidity here in Angel Fire is good. Normally, it's like about 10%, but it's been up. Humidity's good. So I pulled this guitar off the stand. I just started tuning it. And I thought I would show you this. I have not touched a single thing yet. The B sharp. Barely. And the E is sharp, which is cool. There you go. On the whole, this guitar was, 4 out of the 6 strings were dead on in tune. The low E was a little sharp, the B was a little sharp. What that tells me is that this guitar is stable, because I haven't touched it, and I literally have not touched it in a week. If then, I put it out on the stand, and then my foot hurt, and I got involved with the 37 Authentic up here. So the fact that this guitar is as in tune as it is tells me that it's stable. And that's what I want to see. That's why I keep the guitars for 2 or 3 weeks after I've done them. This one got scallop braces, bridge plate, neck reset, a lot of stuff. It is a mistake to send them off too early. And I know it's painful sitting there waiting for your guitar to get shipped and everything after it's been recorded and you're eager to hear it and play it. But believe me, it really pays off to just let the guitar sit while it's still in my hands. So I'm very happy about the fact that it's almost in tune. So the action hasn't budged, because otherwise it would be out of tune. I think I went back and checked 1 or 2 frets after that other video. I can't see if I lowered any of them, but I think one of these frets was just a little bit high, and I ended up taking it out and checking the fingerboard right there. I am not a believer in filing frets to get them level. If a fret sticks up, then I will generally take it out and reseat it and check it, because if the fingerboard is really good, then those frets ought to be good, and there ought to be minimal, absolute minimal leveling and sanding. And I will not sit there and grind a fret down to get it level, because there's something else going on here. So I think I pulled one of these frets out, checked the fingerboard a little bit right there, and it was just very, very minimally high. But on stainless steel frets, they're going to maximize any kind of string buzz. So, all right, let's check this guitar out again. Again, this is a 70's something or another, 411. So that must be about a 74, 75. I look it up. And really cool Indian rosewood. This is the pepper sprinkled stuff that I really, really like. I am told that this is Dahlbergia sissoides, which is different from some other in East Indian rosewood. And I checked it out, and I think the person telling me that was correct. They seemed like they were pretty well versed in their wood. So sissoides, interesting scientific name. But I definitely know that I have seen pepper sprinkled rosewood, Indian rosewood, versus the stuff that we get now, which is a darker chocolate colored and doesn't have these pepper sprinkles. You see this pepper sprinkle in the 70's, and then by the 80's it turned into more of a chocolate colored thing. Now, interestingly enough, the shop 1973 D28 does not have this wood. It has a darker wood, and it could just be a darker sissoides. I don't know, but I just know that I really like this wood. It's got a bright tap tone to it. Good stuff. The neck on this particular 73 is a little bit slim this way, but it has a really, really nice V, and so it's comfortable. It's a great sounding guitar. I mean, I really like this one when I played it. Man, it's punchy, you know. It's got that 50s sound, but better. That's a good guitar. Ooh, that's so close to something I used to play. Summertime. That's it, yeah. Summertime. Yeah, here it is. Boy, that's digging deep. But you know what? You know what that shows is this guitar plays with me. It's reactive, and God, I don't know, when I'm playing it like that, I can feel this guitar working with me rather than fighting me. And that was where this 37A was. Even though some of you guys, bigger necks, bigger necks. If you can't play the darn thing, it's not any good. And this guitar here is really, really playable. It worked with me. I have not played that, I'm sure it's not quite exactly right yet, but I have not played Summertime in, like 10 years. I mean, it's been a long time. And the fact that this guitar worked with me on that, it's just, that's what you want in a good guitar. Now, I'm not sure I have it exactly right, but it's pretty close. I mean, I could have come up with it. It was there. Sounds good. All right. Those pull-offs are just, golly, those pull-offs are just really working good on this guitar. I don't know if it's the stainless steel frets. I don't know if it's just the setup on it. I don't know if it's the neck, but the combination of everything on here, things like that, those pull-offs are just ripping on for this thing. I mean, it really sounds good. What's that? Salted Dahlbergia. Yeah. It's a good guitar. If the owner doesn't like it, I'm going to buy it. Wow. Ah. That's about it. I think that's close. Right? Doodle-doodle-doodle. Doodle-doodle-doodle. Yeah. That's the first time. Something like that, right? Manzanita. I haven't played that in forever either. Man, it just comes to you, back to you eventually, you know. It's almost when you're trying to remember something like that, it's almost like you're sitting up here watching this guy play guitar. You gotta just react to it somehow. Okay, let's play. Let's see if I can come up with one more I haven't played in a while. Well, I played a little bit ago, but let's see. that out. Something like that. Well, I think this is ready to go. Maybe I need to keep it another couple weeks. There's my fingers. My fingers are sore. I've been playing a lot. Punchy, man, it's snappy. All right, this one gets packed up, gets out of here. Nice guitar. Let's get the extra. All right, the extra guitar. Again, I haven't done anything to it. Let's see how in tune it is. This is a double aught. This is a 1944 double aught 18. This is the one that I pulled the huge, massive bridge plate double out of. And I also used this neck as a model when I shaved the neck on the 37 Authentic here. And I said, man, I'm glad I had this guitar because it's got this great V neck on it. And I measured the depth of it, found out that it was just about the same as a 1939 D28 Authentic, which I like. I'm comfortable with that neck except for the C shape on it. So I took my data on the 39 Authentic and the data on this guitar and kind of merged them together, and that's what the 37 Authentic now is. And sitting here looking at this neck, I can see it's, yeah, I got the 37 really similar to this neck. And some people were a little bit critical, for instance, of that 37 Authentic neck shaving. Oh, bigger neck, bigger neck, bigger neck. But you got to realize that it's still the same as this 44. It's the same as this original 1944 and the 1939 Authentic. I did not make it a thin neck. I just made it a thinner neck than it was previously. I mean, you could put a 4x4. You know, I've got some 4x4s out in the yard that I'm doing some stuff with. What if I put that 4x4 on here? Then would it be a big mini? Then would it be a real man's guitar? And you couldn't play it. So all I did was take it down to this 44, which I was really glad to have. What we're going to see is how well in tune is this guitar. When I took that massive bridge plate double thing out of here, I thought I was going to have to do a neck reset on it, but this action has not budged. This action is 90 thousandths of an inch right now, and the saddle is low, but it's not too low, you know. There it is. I mean, it's got a pretty good bite over the low E right there. I don't know that I'm really going to do a neck reset on it. I would just be doing it to get a taller saddle, but I don't think that a double aught needs a very tall saddle. You know, this is good, especially because of the age, and it hasn't budged since I took the double off. So let's see if it's in tune. I think I had it tuned last time. This is a little flat, so it would have come up somehow or another. I may never have tuned it. It's not that flat. Consistently flat here. But the E is on. That was way down. I'm not sure I tuned it up all the way after I did the double because I was anticipating doing a neck reset. So that low E was in tune. And this is way out of tune, so the inconsistency of these makes me wonder if I just slapped, got it close and left it. It's E flat. Yeah, because these are the original tuners and the original tuner buttons, and I didn't want to mess with them any more than I had to. By the way, I have a whole video on tuning the acoustic guitar, but if you notice, if you pay attention to how I tune this thing, it's generally the D's and A's. And I published that. I had a video on that. And I've gotten really good feedback from people on the Martin Guitar Forum, and they said that they've never had their guitar sound so good. So I am sure I learned that D and A thing from Charles Sautel, or at least he confirmed it. But I know I interviewed Charles a couple times, and I'm positive that we talked about tuning to D's and A's. And so if you've never tried it before, you might try it. And basically what you do is get your D string in tune, and the D is in the middle of the neck, so it's a good one to start with. It's kind of a mistake to start at the low E and tune across, because then all the tension changes. So if you start at the D's and the G's and work your way out, the tension on the neck generally changes less. So I get that D in tune, open, check it up at the 5th fret, because obviously I'm going to be fretting notes, and the two ought to agree with each other. D's and G's, so that's in tune. Now I'm going to get this G, a little flat. I'm going to check it with an A. D and A, G and A agree. The D, this, and now this one. The B string, I almost never play an open B string, so I'm going to tune it to a D note here. It looks good. And then on the open E, I'll get it close with the open E, but then I check it with that A. A looks good. This A is flat. Check it with that D, so there's a D and A again. A, D, E, A. I'm also very convinced that people get used to hearing whatever tuning they're used to. So a lot of people go, oh, that D is flat, sharp, whatever. You get your ears used to that. I'm used to hearing this sound right there. You know, that's the sound I'm used to hearing. And I can tell when it's out of tune even just a little bit, you know, something doesn't sound right. So how does this guitar sound? You know, I don't think I've ever played it. made that up. Something like that. Haven't played that in forever either, but double odd ought to be a finger picking guitar, although that 2 1/8 of an inch spacing is a little bit cramped. Got a lot of treble. Got a good bass too, you know, but I mean for a little guitar. That's summertime on this one. You know what? That morphed off into a Wayfaring Stranger. Yeah, I did. Plays good to me, you know. I think that one's ready to go. I don't think I need to reset the neck on this one, dude. The action's great. It certainly sounds good. I'm sure it's happy having that massive bridge plate out of there. And the frets are really good. I can't remember if I did frets on this. Gosh, I don't remember. I'll have to really look close at it. I actually cannot remember what I did to it. I think I did the frets on it. I think I did frets, and I think I did the bridge plate on it. And everything else looked really good on it. And just mostly, I think the owner wanted that bridge plate out of there, and the less work I do to it, the better. Sounds good, though, man, doesn't it? I don't have any small bodies. I'd like to have a triple out. A double out is a little bit small for me. It is when I pick it up, and man, it does feel like I'm playing a little bit of a toy. But I would love to have a triple out. I'd really like to have a triple out 28. But this was a really nice guitar. The braces are scalloped in 44, and it's just a super responsive guitar. This would be really good for standing up playing too. Small, and you could be like a Telecaster in size. And so the neck on this thing is awesome. I swear, I said it before, if they would have just put this neck on every single authentic 18, this would be superb, because it's chunky, it's got a lot of meat to it, but it's just got that wonderful V on it. Man, the V on this thing is just, you saw, I could play on that thing. Not my guitar, I'm not used to it, and it's just so immediately comfortable on everything. The V-neck is just superb. So I'm glad I had it around to use it as a copy on that 37. Really glad about that. So I'll talk to the owner and see if he's ready to have it back. Next guitar. All right, here's the 37 authentic that we shaved the neck on, and coming immediately off of that 44 onto this guitar, I can tell you this is not a skinny neck. You guys that criticized it for being a skinny neck, you completely misunderstand. This is not a skinny neck. This is about what the neck should be to begin with. So I'll get it in my hands here. It's chunkier than the 44 over there, mostly because of the width. I think I feel the width when I pick this guitar up. It's still got some mass to it. The depth, though, might be a little bit fatter. I have to go look at my specs and see, but I know I did cut it down. I cut it to the 44 and the 39. So is it in tune? It's been sitting up there for a couple of days. It's a little bit sharp, and that's okay because the humidity's been coming up a little bit. What I know, when a guitar goes sharp, then I know that that's probably a humidity thing, because a guitar that goes sharp means that the top is sunk down, the strings have gotten tighter, and that kind of thing. And so generally when a guitar goes sharp, it's because the humidity has gone up, and it goes flat, the humidity has gone down. So I'm not worried about it being sharp. If it was flat, then it's shifted in an undesirable way. So this is consistently, that one's pretty good. Pretty well in tune. Not as stable as that 73 or that 70's D18. Not as stable as the 70's D28. That thing was really good. We had just two strings, just slightly sharp. And, so this should move up a little bit. What do I think about this now that I've been playing it for a little bit? Definitely, that the neck shaving just made this guitar so much more pleasant to play. It's still a big fat neck. Has the action changed? Has anything changed to the negative, to the detriment? I think maybe. Well, I do know this. I do know the action has gone up a little bit. When I measured it last night, it was at 96 thousandths of an inch, and I had left it at about 93 thousandths of an inch, so it has come up just a little bit. However, This is a very stiff top that's got the bear claw in it, and I can just tell by looking at this top that it's stiff because I can't feel the braces under here. And on many 37 Authentics, you can feel that. They're lightly braced and everything, and you can feel the braces when you rub your hand across it. And I can just tell by looking at this one that this is a stiff top. The bear claw makes it stiff, and the way that I'm looking at the wood across the top tells me this is a stiff top. So I've had this guitar for 3 or maybe 4 weeks now, strung up, and I'm not surprised that the actions come up a little bit because it can take a guitar 4 to 6 weeks to really stable and settle in, which is why I need to keep customers' guitars for at least a couple weeks after I'm done with it, because they'll change after 2 weeks. So I don't think the neck shaving causes action to go up. I think it's just the fact that now it's been strung up for 3 or 4 weeks. Also, when I checked the relief on this neck, I originally checked it, of course, and it was very, very flat. It was almost dead flat. And right now, it's still pretty flat. But I measured it, and I'm getting about 0.06 of an inch of relief. So again, this is a T-bar truss rod. And again, it may just take it a little while for it to really come up and pull into tension. So I don't think the neck shaving changed anything on it. I think it's just a matter of this guitar actually settling in. I am going to do a neck reset on this guitar, sooner or later. But when I measured the action, what I found out, I've taken the saddle down already, but I just did a quick shave. I didn't do my normal string by string precise measurement. I just got it pretty close, and I said I'm going to let it settle in before I do anything else. So what I notice now is that, now that I have measured it accurately, the D and the G are high. They are almost 96 thousandths of an inch, and I would like to have them more like about 87 thousandths of an inch. They're 90 thousandths of an inch. And I'd like to have them just a click lower. And I notice when I'm playing across the guitar that these strings feel just a little high, a little bit stiff. So I need to come back in and maybe make a little bit more adjustment in the saddle. But it's getting a neck reset before too long. So anyway, I've been playing it quite a bit. I played it more post neck shave than all the hours combined before. So I'm really pleased with the balance of this guitar too. A lot of you guys watching my videos and stuff, you're all bass, 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 bass. But I don't like an overly bassy guitar. I love that, that double auto over there. And I can use those trebles to my advantage when I'm playing. I mean, I can play the trebles, and I don't like a super bassy guitar. So to me, this guitar here sounds very balanced. It's got bass. It's punchy. It's like that D28 there. It's a punchy bass. It's not a bull. I cannot stand tubby bass. I just cannot stand tubby bass. I would rather have it on the treble side than the bassy side. So to me, this guitar sounds really balanced. And again, it sounds like a stiff top. Which I know that in 10, 15, 20 years, this is going to be a really good guitar. This is going to retain its crispness in the old age, which a lot of pre-Moore Martins don't have. I played a lot of pre-Moore Martins. And then what people call dry guitar, I don't like dry guitars. I like my guitars to be wet. I like them to have, I just don't like dry guitars. I want the clarity, and I want that little sparkly crispness up on top that some of them have, Go back and watch that 1934 D28 that I played, and that one was just, man, that had the sparkle up on top, That was just one of the best guitars. That might be the best guitar I've ever played. That's what I want. I don't want a dull, dry, bassy sound. lot of you do. Great. We don't have to fight over guitars that way. But I think this is going to be a really good guitar in 20 years. Right now, it's really good. I like the balance real well. So let's do that St. Ansel again. You see, the treble's not as good as it was on that double lot. The bass is still overpowering. It's pretty good for a dreadnought, but I'm not getting that high-end punch that I got on that double lot. This is fighting me. I'm not getting that smooth, that easy feel that I've got out of those previous other guitars. It's fighting me because the middle strings are just a little high, and I'm having to really focus on making that extra pressure there, which makes it hard to be reactive. And so I can do it, but I have to do it in something that I know. And this guitar is just not quite as slinky as those. So yeah, it's good. It's better than it was. Still not quite 100% slinky. That sounds good. That mid-range sounds good on this guitar. You can tell that I'm fighting this one more than I did either one of those two. The notes are just, I'm having to really struggle just a little bit more for those. It's not reactive yet. Sounds good though, I like the mid-range on this one. Not quite as comfortable, especially not that D28. Man, that D28 was good, but it's getting there, and it's a whole lot better than it was before. So. going to get that action down just a little bit more in that mid range on these strings here. It's got potential. Yeah, see, the pull-offs aren't quite as good. On that 28, I really noticed those pull-offs are just like, you know, bullets. Let's see. Rhythm's good. It's got to be a good guitar when I get nailed down to where I really want it. I mean, it's really good now, but I know I can make it play a little bit better, just that little extra 2% or whatever percent it is, small percentage. This guitar is going to really, really be comfortable. The neck is way better. I mean, it's not the neck issue now. It's just a little bit of the action stuff, which I knew all along because I knew I was going to have to reset the neck. And I'm just putting it off until I get everything stabled and get to know the guitar. And I don't know, it's still got a little saddle left. So I'm going to probably adjust this action one more time. We'll do neck reset on it sometime. So let me get one more. This is the BG-16. And I have commented so many times about how comfortable this guitar is to play. So watch it immediately after coming off of that D18. This is a D28. Oh, making that is just so much easier than the 18. This action is just that little bit of extra lowness, and the neck on this thing, the taper is just awesome. First thing I said way back when I first reviewed this guitar, a year and a half ago before I even owned it, first thing I said is, gosh, this thing plays good. This neck is so comfortable. And going to make that chord like that just is, man, it just snaps. I couldn't do that on the 18. Just, you know, have you seen me? How many times have I played that? Have you seen me do that with my pinky yet? No, you haven't. I mean, it just occurred to me right then and there, and I was able to pull it off on this guitar, and I couldn't have pulled it off on the 18 right now. I could do it on the 70's D28, but, you know, that's a reactive guitar. That idea occurred to me right then and there, and I went for it and pulled it off. Yeah. I'm doing some stuff there. Again, it just occurred to me right on the spur of the moment. I've never done it. I didn't know if it was going to work. Try it out. You know, that stretch reaching down there. Where was I? Playing a C or something up here? Must have been here. Yeah. I was playing that E, and I thought, I'm going to go for that B note up there, and then did it. Shoot, you can get another one here, too. Now, it'd be a lot easier to shift up here and do it like this already. But my fingers were in place here already, and I just wanted to see if I could do that. And sure enough, I could. This is a really good neck. This guitar is super comfortable for me, which I said right from the very beginning that this guitar is so comfortable. This is absolutely the dreadnought I would keep. I'll be selling that 37A long before I would sell this guitar. So, and yes, it's bassy. It's got more bass than anything here in the house, but it's got good trebles. The mid-range, I mean, everything's really good on this guitar. This is a ferociously good guitar. Would not hurt it for that, have just a little less bass and a little bit more punch, but I can live with it. I know it's there, so there's just things that I'm not going to do on that because I don't want the bass to override it. But the trebles are screaming good, you know. Oh yeah, this is really good. Oh, you see already, I'm getting a better sound than I got out of the 18, so that I like. It's a good guitar. It's got a little bit too much bass. Again, but, you know, like I said, I can live with it. I can start to use that on things. Just do Blackwood Blossom. Yeah. You know, I could use it there. What I might do on that is make sure I move my hand back here. So let's do that again. You know, might shift back a little bit more to the bridge, tighten that bass up, but this guitar plays tremendously good for me. We're going to get the 37 there. We're going to get it there. It's got potential. And maybe it'll be the guitar I just play a little bit differently too. So, this one doesn't get packed up. This one's staying here. And shows the 37. You know, I had that dilemma where I was saying, well, am I going to get a 37 authentic or do I want to get an Outlaw 17? Because I have a video comparing this to the Outlaw 17. And I thought the Outlaw 17, as good as it is going to be too close to this guitar. And the 37 is going to give me something different over here. So I'm not trying to make it into this or make it into an Outlaw 17. But I do think it's got just a click more adjustment to make to it before it's just extremely comfortable. And we're getting there. I've already pushed it so far from where it was to getting comfortable that I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, if I stop now, I'd be happy with it. It'd just be some things that I would go, I would play more Charles Sawtelle instead of David Greer on it. And it needs to get to where I can play either one of them. So I'm not slamming the 37 authentic over there. I'm just saying it could be just a click more, but I'm not going to push it into what this guitar is because that's what I have this guitar for. So this might be a guitar that I might do for a much more of a Tony Rice thing, you know, because it seems very suitable to that. The neck is good, that sort of thing. So nothing wrong with having guitars that sound a little bit different, play a little bit different. But the 37A can be just a little bit better than it is now. So, but man, that 70's D28 over there, that one's smoking. So, all right, let's get this edited and on the way to you. See you later.